Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, yet deep down, something still seems out of place? As if you're following the expected path, working hard, making sacrifices, but not seeing the results you hoped for. That feeling of emptiness, of wasted time, is more common than you might think. And the worst part, many people believe there's no way out. But the truth is different. What no one tells you is that God doesn't just restore, He transforms. It doesn't matter how many years have been wasted, how many opportunities have slipped away, or how many mistakes have been made. When God decides to act, He doesn't just give back what was lost, He multiplies it. And that's exactly what you need to understand today. There is a turning point. A chance to experience the kind of spiritual renewal that will change everything. But for that to happen, you need to open your heart and mind to what is about to be revealed. Time doesn't stop, and every minute spent away from your purpose is a minute lost from the abundance God has prepared for you. So, if you're ready to break free from this cycle of frustration and discover how to experience real transformation, pay close attention. What you're about to hear might be the answer you've been waiting for. Before we continue, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these teachings. And to mark this moment, comment below, "I receive God's restoration." Now let's get straight to the point. Many people follow life's script step by step. They study, work, build a family, accumulate possessions, yet something still feels off. It's as if, despite all their achievements, a deep emptiness lingers. That's because external success will never be enough to fill the internal need for purpose. And when God steps in, He doesn't just fill that void. He redefines your story in such a way that even the time you thought was lost becomes part of His transformation process. How many times have you looked back and wondered, did I make the right choices? The issue isn't just about what was done, but about what wasn't guided by God's purpose. The good news, God doesn't just restore, He multiplies. What once seemed like a mistake can become the doorway to a fresh start. Just like a pruned tree grows back stronger, the hardships that felt like losses can turn into seasons of abundance and spiritual renewal. Here's the truth. God has the power to turn pages that seemed final. When He intervenes, the scars of the past become testimonies of victory. And the best part, He doesn't just return what was lost, He increases it, He multiplies, He expands. His restoration is never ordinary, it's extraordinary, turning deserts into flourishing gardens. And if He can restore lives, why wouldn't He restore time as well? Time is one of our most valuable gifts, yet it's also one of the easiest to lose. How often do people look back and feel like they've wasted years on the wrong path, in empty relationships, or on decisions that led nowhere? But God doesn't see time the way we do. He doesn't just restore, He gives new meaning to it. Those years that seemed wasted can become the foundation for a new season of growth and purpose, where every experience gains a greater significance. What seemed like a loss may have actually been preparation. Take Joseph, for example. He spent years as a slave and a prisoner, yet God was shaping him to one day rule over Egypt. In the same way, that frustrating job, that project that didn't work out, or that difficult phase of your life may have simply been training for something far greater. Divine restoration doesn't just return what was lost, it turns scars into wisdom, allowing the past to become the foundation for a future of abundance. And the most amazing part, God doesn't restore lost time in a linear way. He speeds up processes, opens unexpected doors, and places people in the right place at the right time. Many who once felt behind suddenly experience breakthroughs they never imagined. Because when God restores, He compensates, He multiplies, He surprises. After all, time in His hands is never wasted, it's transformed. The story of the Israelites and the locusts is a perfect example of how God turns loss into abundance. In Joel 2:25, God promises, "I will restore the years that the locusts have eaten." The people had suffered complete devastation, ruined harvests, wasted time. But God didn't just restore their land. He blessed them with even greater abundance than before. This shows that even when everything seems lost, God has the power to turn any situation around. This promise wasn't just for the past. How many people look at their lives and see only destroyed fields? Mistakes made, opportunities missed, wrong choices that led to pain. But God is not limited by what was lost. He multiplies. Just as the Israelites saw their land flourish again, anyone who trusts in Him can experience restoration beyond their expectations. What seemed like an ending can become a new beginning, filled with purpose and spiritual renewal. The key is not to hold on to what was destroyed, but to believe in what God can build from it. The harvest the Israelites lost was replanted and came back even greater. In the same way, God can turn losses into testimonies, pain into growth, and the past into wisdom. But for this restoration to happen, a step of faith is required. Because abundance comes only to those who choose to trust in His promise. Living without Christ might seem enough for a while, but at some point the emptiness becomes clear. Nothing fills the soul like the presence of God. Many people try to find meaning in success, relationships, or material achievements, yet they still feel like something is missing. The truth is that transformation begins with that first step of faith. And it doesn't have to be something huge. A simple prayer, a moment of reflection on His Word can start a deep process of spiritual renewal. Small daily habits make all the difference. Reading a chapter of the Bible, setting aside time to talk to God, practicing gratitude, these simple actions strengthen the spirit and create space for Christ to bring real change. It's like a seed that, when watered daily, grows into a strong, flourishing tree. Little by little, decisions that once seemed unclear start to make sense, and life begins to align with a greater purpose. With Christ, even the years spent far from Him can be restored, because He speeds up processes and makes up for lost time. Transformation happens from the inside out. It's not just about changing habits or trying to be better. It's about allowing God to shape the heart. Those who walk with Christ start seeing change not only in their spiritual life, but in every area: relationships, work, emotions, and the most powerful part? This journey doesn't have to be walked alone. God walks alongside us, guiding every step. But of course, growth doesn't always come without challenges. Difficulties are never easy, but who said growth comes without pain? Every challenge carries a lesson, and for those who trust in God, trials are not punishments but tools for transformation. Just as gold is refined by fire, faith is strengthened through adversity. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the real key is to ask, "What is God trying to teach me through this?" This shift in perspective turns struggles into opportunities for growth. Many of the greatest leaders in the Bible went through seasons of trials before stepping into their calling. David faced giants, Joseph was sold into slavery, Paul endured persecution, yet each challenge shaped their character and prepared them for something greater. And it's no different today. That problem at work, the financial crisis, the difficult season in your family, each could be divine training for a higher level of purpose and abundance. God never wastes pain. He uses every detail to shape a better future. But there's one important detail. Transformation only happens for those who choose to trust. Some people go through hardships and come out bitter, while others come out wiser. The difference is faith. When someone surrenders their struggles to God, He doesn't just restore, He leads. Decisions become guided by His wisdom, and over time, everything starts falling into place. Because what feels like a trial today might actually be the push needed for the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Now that you understand how God can restore even the years that seemed lost, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue life as usual, or will you make a decision that could change everything? Remember, nothing changes without action. If you want to see God's abundance manifest in your life, you need to take the first step, whether that means committing more to prayer, trusting Him in difficult times, or aligning your choices with the purpose He has for you. The question isn't whether God can restore you, but whether you're willing to allow that transformation to happen. What areas of your life need this change right now? Where do you feel that time has been wasted the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Never underestimate the power of declaring your faith. Also, keep investing in your spiritual growth. Watch other videos on this channel to learn more about strengthening your faith and experiencing the fullness of what God has prepared for you. If this message spoke to your heart, don't leave without liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. It's more than just a click, it's a commitment to your spiritual journey. And remember, God doesn't just restore, He multiplies. Are you ready for this powerful breakthrough?